Good evening, everybody. I woke up early this morning and I did 1 hour of cardio. Nothing spectacular, just walked hella far and then hella far back, and went to work, and then I went to the gym. So I'm a little tired. Anyways, nobody wants to hear about that. So I was talking to my gym trainer, and we were talking about LDRs and whatnot. And it's funny because I'm going through a lot of issues, and I'm like the worst person to get relationship advice from. Let's just be realistic. I'm like the worst person, but I'm pretty good at giving advice. I'm just not good at taking my own advice. So, how to make LDRs work? LDRs are one of the hardest relationships to be in. Why? Because long distance relationship, meaning you have to have three major things for it to work. What are those three major things? Number one, trust. If you don't have trust with that other person, it's not gonna work. Guys, even in a regular relationship, if you don't have trust, it's not gonna work. What do I mean by trust? Meaning, you don't let those bad thoughts get into your head to start messing with you. Why isn't she texting? Why isn't he calling? Why is he busy? Why is this? You start asking these questions, and that trust that you have for that person, especially if it's a long-term relationship that you've already had, it's going to go away, and your relationship is going to suffer. It'll be the first thing that goes. Okay? Number two, communication. Communication is very important, guys. Even in a regular relationship, any kind of relationship, long-term, short-term, long distance, short distance, whatever kind of relationship you're in, even mutual understanding, you need communication. If you don't have communication, you're not going to have the first thing, which is trust. You need to communicate your feelings. You need to communicate what you really want. You need to communicate. Simple as that. And it's very easy to communicate. First, you don't want to be shy. If you're shy, you're going to have a hard time in the relationship because there's no communication. Two, you have to be honest with it. If you're not honest with the communication and you're hiding your feelings or you're hiding your intentions, well, you're already lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to the person that you want to be with. Again, goes back to trust. So if you are not good at communicating, especially about your feelings, you need to work on that. And it's very simple. You ready? I'm going to give you a very helpful tip. Say what the hell you're feeling. It's hard, right? I mean, it really is hard. You're scared that when you open your mouth and you say what you want to say and say what you feel, the person's either going to get scared or run away or get angry or whatever, and they're going to leave you, and you're going to be in this situation that I'm in and whatnot and whatever. But if you can't communicate properly and tell that person how you feel, problems are going to come up. And you won't be able to solve these problems without communicating properly. I'll use example, my ex. She decided that she didn't love me anymore. She didn't tell me, John, I feel unloved. John, I feel that you're not paying enough attention. John, I don't think you appreciate me. She never said any of those things. And so communication broke down, trust broke down, and then she cheated. She didn't know how she wanted to express herself. So instead, she found someone else to break my heart. Basically, she used someone to run away from me because she didn't know how to communicate properly. You need to communicate, guys. It's very important, especially in LDRs. If you don't communicate properly in an LDR, your relationship is going to fail because the trust issue will be there. You'll have trust issues. Even in a long-term relationship, any relationship. Everything that I'm saying can be in any kind of relationship. Mutual understanding. You need communication. You need trust. If you don't have those things, your relationship is bound to fail. People have been married 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they still talk, and they still communicate. And that's how they work out their differences. They work out the problems that they're facing because they communicate. It's important, guys. Communication is so easy. Open your mouth, say what you want to say. If they don't like what you say, good. At least you know. I always tell everybody, and I still say it, even when I'm drinking with my friends or whatnot, and there's some new person that I never really talked to, and or even a friend that I introduced to my other friends, and they're not talking, and I'm like, yo, you need to talk, bro, or you need to talk, girl, because you're scaring me. I don't know what you're thinking, and if I don't know what you're thinking, you're probably killing me in your brain right now. You've probably killed me 100 times and I don't even know it. You need to communicate. This is, even if you're not in a relationship, you need to communicate. It's important. Guys, it's for your own well-being to communicate properly. Number 3. So we talked about trust. We talked about communication. And number 3, you need to be understanding. If you don't understand the situation that you're in, again, meaning you're not communicating and you're not trusting your person. And that goes for the other person. If you're not understanding how they're feeling because you're abroad, you're working hard, and you have to work 15, 16, whatever hours a day, and they keep bugging you and saying, you're not understanding me, you're not paying attention to me, you're always busy. You have to understand the situation. It's hard for everybody. It's hard, especially in LDR. If you don't understand what that person's going through, it means you're not communicating honestly, and you're not trusting that person to understand your side as well. This goes for any relationship, guys. Like I said, it doesn't just go for LDR. It goes for any relationship. There's other things. There's other levels. But these are the 3 more important things. In relationships, you need to be emotionally at the same level. You need to be mentally at the same level. Again, there's physical attraction, physical understanding. But we're not going to get into those because that's a different topic. But the 3 things that will help you last longer in LDR or in any relationship are those 3 things. And I'll say, and be honest with you guys, I failed at these 3 things. And I will explain. This is why I know that what I'm saying is going to help you. Trust. She didn't trust me because I worked far away, and then I would spend a lot of time with my friends, drinking, hanging out, and coming home late, which I understand. Trust. Communication. During this whole lockdown issue, we didn't communicate because we've been together for 6 years. There's nothing really to talk about, especially when you're locked in the house all day long. Honestly, what can you talk about? So, what'd you have for dinner? The same thing you did? Oh yeah, you're right. What are we gonna do today? Same thing we did yesterday. Communication broke down, and it's my fault as well. And understanding. I didn't understand the situation. I was comfortable with the situation. As long as I was near her, I was happy. But for her, it was different. But I didn't know. And I didn't ask. So, you have to understand the situation by communicating. You have to ask the right questions. Are you okay? But it takes 2 people. If that person says, I'm fine, and they're not fine, well, where do you think it's going to head? Nowhere. You have to communicate. You have to be honest. You have to be trustworthy or trusting. And you have to be understanding. You have to have these three things, guys. If not, your relationship is gonna fail, especially LDRs, because you're not together. You can't Pink Panther, you can't Scooby Doo, you can't, you can't do these crazy things that you can do if they're by your side or in the same country or whatever. You can't just like sneak a peek. So, are you asleep? Yeah, I'm asleep. I'm at your house. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have these things. You have to be trusting of the other person, communicate properly, and understand. If you don't do these things, I'm sorry, it's gonna fail, and it's gonna fail miserably. And then guess what? The next relationship you're in, you're gonna have trust issues. Me, I don't want to be in another relationship. I already have trust issues. But I'm trying to help other people so that they don't get into the same position I am. If you get into the same position I am, you will be a big hot mess, and I don't want that for you, especially my friends, especially everybody that listens to me. Communicate properly, trust the other person, understand the other person. Remember, focus on communication. You have to say how you feel. You have to ask questions so that you understand and you trust that person. All right? I hope you guys have a great night. I'm super, super tired. I'm super weak, guys. I'm doing light weights and I'm having a hard time. And it's because I'm not eating properly. I have a hard time eating. And then I don't think I'm getting enough sleep. And then I'm beating myself up in the gym. It's one of those things that I'm using as a escape. So I'm doing my best to escape my problems by killing myself in the gym or at work or whatever. But again, I don't care. I don't care about myself. I just care about the next day and the next day and the next day. And as long as I make progress, and I'm making lots of progress, and that's all that matters to me. All right. Anyways, guys, I'll be back tomorrow after the gym or work or whatever. And if you have any topics, hit me up and I will talk about it, even if it's not about love. All right. Cool. Peace.